I've got a new intro I'm going to try. Are you ready?
Give it a 5 seconds. 3.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
Right, go ahead.
You're not ready. You got to wait for the commercials to end. Everybody's watching commercials right now.
Except for us Twitch Prime members who don't see those.
I mean, I'm a Twitch Prime member, but I haven't upgraded to the no commercials at all level. It's 2 levels now.
I think my ad blocker just gets it.
That's nice. Mine doesn't.
Then I must get the upper level with my Amazon Prime subscription.
But I also
you
have
don't
Twitch
get
Prime
the upper
though.
level. If you're subscribed to the channel, you don't get. You get one. If you're subscribed to the channel, you don't get commercials if you're Twitch Prime. But now there's an additional level you have to buy. Anyway, all right, we're rolling. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Hey, party people, are you ready to drop some sick beats on this adventuring group? I know I am. How'd that hit? Did that hit good? Did it get you pumped?
I'll see you all next week.
Yeah, man. I dig it. I'm into it.
You didn't start it off with
Let's
like,
do that thing
hey
you
bros.
Like and subscribe.
Smash that like button.
Smash it. Smash it. Fist bump. Smash it.
So when last we left off,
Yeah,
you had finally found the.
Don't forget to click the little bell icon so you'll always be notified whenever we put up new videos.
Yeah, I like to call those people douche tubers.
Beautiful. Yep, I'm one of them. Yeah, so when last we left off, your party had finally located the Lost City of Omu, in which you believe the Soulmonger and perhaps other mystical artifacts you've heard about en route is located. There you made a brief camp for the night in a guardhouse, and while you were resting, you were attacked by Yuan-Ti. The battle was vicious, but at the end of it, you were just barely victorious and have captured one of the Yuan-Ti, who is currently unconscious.
Right.
I can't remember the map that we used, but I don't think it's immediately relevant.
Yeah,
I don't think.
I was just trying
But
to see if there
to
was still
describe the
stuff
guardhouse
on
again,
it.
it was like an open roofed room that had a bunch of graffiti on the walls. And like some arrow slits that you use to defend yourselves.
Oh, and we captured one of the Yuan-Ti alive.
Yes, exactly. So that's where we are at with y'all. I'm going to draw a square around your current location on the map. And then I will draw circles around the points of interest that you noticed. When you were kind of surveying the city from a distance, from the height of the cliffs. This one. All right, so what's your plan with this Yuan-Ti? Let's start with that.
To extract information from them, ideally. It's just the how. Like, how are we going to approach this?
Does anyone have manacles? Wait, is this the one with snake hands, or is it the one with regular hands and just a snake head, or which kind is this?
I believe this is the one with a snake head. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Just restrained with rope, honestly.
Yeah.
Once you have him properly bound, I'm going to mend some of it.
Are you interrogating him outside, or are you dragging him back into the...
We should
drag inside.
him back in.
Yeah.
And can we have Shine look out to see if anyone comes? Since her perception's...
That's a great idea. Her perception is awesome, and she is not here, so both of those things are good. All right. She's keeping a pretty good watch. She got a 14. That'd be knowledge that you have. Actually, I think her passive is higher, so she'll probably just use that. Yeah, her passive perception's insane. that feat.
All right,
Yeah.
so you're playing good cop, right?
After he's bound, I restore 9 hit points to him.
Slowly, the snake-headed humanoid comes back to consciousness, still thoroughly wounded, tied up. Kind of looks around at all of you in the flickering shadows of the torchlight. It doesn't say anything immediately, but you can see its eyes don't seem filled with any particular emotion. It just seems to be coldly taking in the situation around it. Like, yep, this is my life now.
I just live here now.
Hux will be to the side of it, so it sees them, but also a little bit away in case it somehow breaks out. They'll be able to take a good shot at it.
Reasonable.
Do you have a name?
Yes, but is it important to you?
Just want to know what to call you.
Call me Malice.
Malice. Edgy. I like it. So, how many other patrols are there?
Many.
Don't suppose you could hazard perhaps a guess? Give me a number.
It depends on what our orders for the day are. But I can assure you this city is ours.
And you take orders from...
The Great One. Rasnasi.
All right, Brand's going to look around at everybody else when he says that.
You would be wise to flee. It is not too late. You may prolong your existence in that way.
And you could probably prolong your existence if you continue to tell us things. I think you know how this goes.
I am aware.
Good.
Do I seem uncooperative?
No. You're doing stellar.
What knowledge or what skill would I use to recognize that? Would that be religion?
Well, previously we have rolled, and Rasnasi is one of the original protectors, guardians, chosen of the chief god of Chult, who has abandoned this land.
That's right. That's right. I remember now.
And he is responsible for the creation, or so they say, of the many undead that plague the jungles. Most people consider him like the greatest trader Chult has ever known. And also he's supposed to be, dead.
Have you spoken directly or interacted directly with Rasnasi?
Of course. He leads us now. Notably, Rasnasi was not a Yuan-Ti. That is also something you would know.
And to what end? What does he hope to achieve? Is it the undead swarming the jungles? Is it something greater than that? Like, what is his ultimate purpose? Could you perhaps expand a bit on that?
That was his old life. Now there is a greater purpose. Our purpose. A holy mission. A new god.
A new
Who
god.
is this new god?
New for him, old for the world. The night serpent waits, and she will rise. this world will be consumed in nightmares, and we will rule its ashes.
Ubtao was supposed to protect the world from the Night Serpent. Is that correct, or am I making that?
That is totally true.
Night Serpent.
That's a religion roll if you want to make it, Jay.
Wouldn't
You don't
the
know a lot
Night
about
Serpent
this.
from a garter
You
snake.
vaguely heard of Dendar the Night Serpent as like an ancient evil god who is not widely worshipped.
I ever heard of this?
Are you actually trained in that, or is this bardic?
This
Not
is
that
bardic.
it super matters, but I just wanted to know.
Nah, it's bardic. It's proficiency half. See.
Yeah, sailors would tell stories of Dendar. The Yonti of the south and the seas would worship this entity. She is said to. She's an elder evil sort of being.
And she's Yanti, so like they have a direct connection to
Well,
her. It's not like
she is not a Yonti, but the Yonti worship her, and she is,
okay,
a snake, a giant goddamn snake.
Okay, he will not be persuaded from his path. Never mind.
The
that
main
idea.
thing is that she eats nightmares, which isn't always a bad thing. But if she is not fed, it is said that if she did not exist, she's kind of strange in that she's a horrible being. But it is commonly understood that if she did not exist, everyone would remember in every nightmare they had in excruciating detail. Kind of the reason when you wake up that these dreams fade and that you have kind of scattered memories of the horrible things that you have dreamt of while you slept is because bound beyond this world, Dendar is consuming them.
Right. So the world goes mad, and you rule over what's left of it. Is that?
Yes, we have been promised. We stand at the doorway.
You really believe that she is going to make good on this promise, and you will be given the station that you have been indicated that you would?
We will be given nothing. We will take
Right, you will
what we
take.
deserve.
Yes, but
Rasnasi has the secrets, the power.
and what does he get out of all of this? He's not even one of you.
It kind of tilts its head to the side and makes a kind of hissy noise that you suspect is like analogous to laughter, but there's no actual humor in it. No joy. Much has changed and much will change.
I don't suppose you've witnessed a chalice in Rasnazi's possession, have you?
Many are the treasures of Omu.
Anyone in particular that stands out? You know, perhaps a relic, something that is used to further the ends of necromancy. Let's just say. Ring a bell?
No, nothing like that. That is not the way.
He seems sincere, but I'm going to go ahead and roll it anyway.
Not unwise. You get the idea that like this creature really is, I mean, definitely not like obviously telling you just like everything. It's not spilling, but it's being generally cooperative.
What is your position within all this? What are you, just a soldier?
A servant.
But is there there's a hierarchy, yes?
Yes,
Right? So
of course. There must be order.
where would you put yourself within all that? Would you perhaps put yourself low on that in that hierarchy, or
I am a Malison.
and how many Malisons are there?
Dozens at least.
What's above you?
The nightmare speakers.
How many of them?
At least 3, probably more.
And above them?
Rasnazi.
And below you?
The purebloods. And the brood guards.
Wouldn't purebloods be? Never mind. How many purebloods and how many brood guards, whatever they are?
Typical. You have scales, but you do not have wisdom. Purity is not a virtue.
I cock my eyebrow a bit. I'm pretty sure dragons see it otherwise. How many purebloods and how many brood guards?
Dozens.
Do you have any captives?
Many
One's-
are our slaves.
Slaves? Are they? I don't suppose their flesh is still intact.
They are of the living.
At the mention of slaves,
And-
Hux growls.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep. And where are they held?
The fate. Sorry. The fane of the night's serpent. It awaits you.
Can you be more specific? Where is this place?
You fools. The palace. It is ours now. A dark temple. If you go there, you will be enslaved or you will perish. That would be almost certainly the building that's in like the wall, the circular wall to the east. The buildings, I should say.
Okay.
Okay.
If you leave, you will perish when we are successful, but you will have more time.
Are there any other kobolds around here?
Yes,
Where?
to the north. We do not know where they lair. For some reason, they maintain the shrines, but there is peace between us for now.
Are there any other such groups that you have truces with or otherwise are hostile with?
Other adventurers, such as yourselves, have come to the city looking for its treasure and found that we already possess it. Grung and Vegapygmies. It kind of spits, and when its spit hits the ground, it hisses a little bit. Not the spit hitting the ground, not the snake, although both, probably. If you wish, I will take you to an audience with my master.
Where we'll be enslaved.
That seems most likely,
Hmm.
though I am no oracle.
Don't need to be.
We are not unreasonable, however.
Reasonable within the confines of desiring world domination, but I take your point.
I do not think that is unreasonable.
Exactly. I'm gonna look around at everybody else, just like anybody else want to lead into some questions.
Are you nocturnal, crepuscular, diurnal?
We have a preference for the night, but it is not required.
What form does Rasnazi take these days?
That you must see for yourself.
Right, I'm
He is
sure it's
not.
magnificent, but if you had to describe it, how might you do so?
He is not as he was.
I think that much can be assumed. He is immortal, isn't he?
He has discarded his purity. If you are worthy, you could do the same.
Does that sound like something maybe like Arcana related?
Yeah, you can make an Arcana roll.
After he says that, Huck says, "I don't trade down."
Nope. Ooh, zinger, good one.
No idea. It just kind of looks at Hux. Its black eyes, dead as the spaces between the stars.
Where do you keep your slaves?
They work within the Fane mostly.
Did you take part in capturing any of them yourself? Were you part of any of that? Did you see what they were before they became slaves?
Yes.
Right. The wizards, scouts. How might you have described them before they came into the fate that they now are assigned?
They have many uses. It varies. Some Chelton warriors lost to the jungles. Tabaxi on their last pilgrimages, seeking death that we do not grant.
Any of them stand out among the others? Champions of sorts? Anyone who gave you a particularly good fight? Besides us, of course.
It does not harm me to tell you of the Red Wizards. They have arrived recently and are a thorn in our side, pillaging the shrines.
What are the red wizards?
Hux probably wouldn't know about this, but
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm letting my Arcana roll ride, and I'm just going to assume I don't know who they are.
Anyone else? I mean, you kind of know who they are. The Red Wizards are pretty well known in mainland Faerun as an organization of. They're very lawful evil. They're merchant wizards. They're kind of like, I guess, the wizard mafia.
Right.
And they've had a schism rather recently, within like the last 100 years, where a lot of them were kind of driven out of their homeland. So there's kind of these extra evil necromancer red wizards that run their homeland of Thay, and then there's these merchant enclaves of red wizards set up all over the place that are kind of operating independently. They're evil, but not like they're capable of integrating into like most societies. So
Have you been able to determine where they are, where they come from, or where they are stationed?
there was a battle not long ago. I do not know where they went from there.
Who won?
Difficult to say. Casualties on both sides. Of course, they are much fewer than us, so I would suspect in the end we shall be victorious.
So the brood guards, they guard your eggs. Yes?
Yes, though their duties are larger than that. The brood refers to all of the Yuan-ti, not just our young. They are lesser, nearly animal creatures, but they have their uses.
Are there any other patrols that are tasked with patrolling this area besides the one that we just encountered? Your patrol.
Yes, if you will remain here, you will be taken or killed.
Ah, so another one is it the same size or larger than the one yours?
If we do not return, they will likely send a larger party.
I see.
I propose something different if you are willing to listen.
Oh, I'll hear you out. What's your idea?
If you are dedicated to entering the city itself, I would know your purpose and I would carry it to Rasnasi for you. If it is something that aligns with our goals, he may be willing to let you survive for the time being.
You genuinely expect to leave? You would carry our wishes back to your master?
I would. I see no reason not to. If you are hostile to our intent, we'll oppose you in either case. If you are not, then it only benefits you to participate. I would not speak to you now if I did not think there was a chance you would be intelligent enough to negotiate for my life.
You have nothing to lose, and
Perhaps the same is true of you.
you're starting to make me regret sparing.
It was a mistake.
How many patrols are usually out per night, and where do they patrol?
It varies. We look for intruders, for treasure. We protect the shrines.
Let's say that we did, and this is obviously a hypothetical. Uh, let's say that our intentions were made known that they were hostile to the purpose of Rosnasi. How many then do you think he would send in retaliation to this guardhouse?
It is possible, depending on how near we are to dawn, that already other scouts have spotted you. There will be a small party first, then a larger, but we do not need to kill you directly. The city often takes care of that for us.
How so?
Do you not know the history of the place you are exploring?
Not all of it.
When the traitor god Ubtao abandoned this land, the people here turned to other gods, gods who demanded trials. Their temples are scattered throughout the city, And those same temples are the trials to test the worthy. It is not an unreasonable method of worship, though in the end, it did not save them.
When are you expected back?
A few hours after dawn,
Is it about dawn right now?
it's getting close. You can begin to see the sky lighten on the sides, but it takes longer because you're, in a valley surrounded by high cliffs with
Uh,
tall trees.
Based on our scouting, how long do I think it would take him to get back to report? Like, would it be a couple hours or 1 hour or what?
Let me see. Let's see. Hold on one sec. So you can see on the bottom of the map there is a scale. We're not going to
Oh
be
yeah.
super precise about it, obviously, but just kind of to give you a general
Oh.
idea of moving through the city.
Oh, that doesn't look difficult at all. Yeah, it's not even a mile.
Well, yeah, but the terrain is like getting through the city itself is kind of rough. Hold on, I have an exact amount. One sec. I mean, it'll vary a little bit, but one moment. Just lost my place in my Tomb of Annihilation book.
And remind me again, is this the one? He has legs, right? He has 2 feet.
Yep.
2 legs.
2 legs, 2 arms, snake head.
Yep. Okay.
Here we go. Yeah, so it takes about 5 minutes. It takes about 5 minutes to go like about 200 feet. So it would probably take like, I don't know, an hour, maybe a little more for him to get back.
Yeah, especially with his wounds. Yep.
An hour to 2 hours, depending on, how much his wounds impair him and what he encounters en route.
Do your patrols tend to encounter any resistance on the way? Not counting us.
Yes. This is a dangerous place. Only the strong survive. So far, you have.
What kind of resistance?
There are many dangers. The children of Ooptao still haunt these streets. The Red Wizards, Tabaxi hunters, Chelton warriors, the tribal races, occasionally Batiri, traps that have not been found or have been set by the kobolds. If you wish to escort me to the Fane, I would not blame you. But I also would not blame you if you did not. You are being judged. Rasnazi will learn why you are here, and he will determine whether you are worthy or not.
Anyone else have any questions for it?
Don't think so. I'm just trying to think of what to do with them.
I don't have any questions for him either.
I've asked everything I need.
How?
Someone who's stronger than I am should probably go and get the bodies of the others, at least put them somewhere so they're not so noticeable.
Right.
I'll get to work.
Fennec's like, yep, that's me.
Not the player, well, not the character with the 6 strength, that's for sure.
No, we'll go with the character with the 19 strength.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what shall be my fate then? Your choices seem clear.
Hux is gonna look around. What does everyone else look like they're thinking about right now? Do they look puzzled or
All right.
conflicted?
Here. Can I figure out a way to deafen him temporarily?
Seems. I mean, do you have an item or something or a spell?
I don't think so. Wait. Yes. Wait. Hold on. No, I didn't take curse, so no.
And Balasar does not have silence.
I mean,
you can put him outside, or you could just walk outside.
knock him out again.
You can knock him out again. That's an option.
All right.
Just whack him upside the head with the
Yeah,
hilt of your rapier.
We have time. We can always wake him up. I'm just gonna knock him out.
Fair enough. I mean, that happens. Branch just kind of hits them in the side of the head with the. Are you still using a rapier?
No, a scimitar. Just the hilt of.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just
Hilt of the scimitar. Yeah.
whatever it takes.
Yeah,
Just knock
punch
him
him.
out. Yep. All right. And he's out. So.
Yep, he falls unconscious again.
Okay. All right. What do you all think? Sending him back just means he's going to tell us he's going to tell them where we are, who we are, what we're capable of. They're going to have all the intel on us. Doesn't seem so good, but I don't like the idea of just killing him because
If you don't like it,
just
I'll
doesn't
do it.
just seems in bad form.
Not at all.
You don't think so?
They're slavers.
We
As
will
much as
not kill.
A slit throat.
this much is true, but right, I never sat well with me to do such things.
This is
just
not
seems like bad form.
even a debate.
So if we're not going to kill him, what are we going to do? I just keep him captive or restrain him and then go about on our own? This is what I'm not sure about.
If he gets back, which if we don't dispose of him, he will, they'll know our numbers. They'll know what we could do.
It's true.
It's simple. Render him unconscious. Leave him loosely tied up.
Leave him
Only
loosely
as long as-
We're going to
tied
be
up
here.
and
If we're searching for something, we're going to be here for days.
right. And actually, that brings me to another idea. It seems there are other factions that are in opposition to them. Perhaps we can get them to help. Mentioned the Kobolds. He mentioned the Red Wizards. I don't think the Red Wizards have a terribly good reputation, but
What are they?
They're evil wizards, an organization. Don't know much about them in particular, other than that. Just dealing with them might also come with problems, but they are apparently at war with the Yanti and this Razna Sea, so take that for what you will, right?
I don't know how much experience you have with these things. And Hux will point his head towards the Yuan. But I'll tell you this: they're some of the most vile things that exist here.
Well, whether we let him go or not, uh, they're going to figure out that we're here. It's going to be obvious very soon.
Difference between figuring out something's here, or some group, which I'm sure is common, and then figuring out exactly who and what we are.
But we can't hide who. We can't hide that we can't hide that from them for too long. Another scout group comes and finds us. Maybe one of them escapes. They get back. They tell them the same thing. One way or another, they're going to find out. And we also don't know that Rosnasi doesn't already have some kind of magical means of, sussing out exactly who we are and all that. Maybe it doesn't matter.
I don't think
Maybe it
matters
does.
at all.
And you're trading possibilities for a certainty.
Well,
And
like
your suggestion is what,
inevitability,
then?
but
I think you know my suggestion.
right.
If he
So
goes back, we're going to be hunted in here.
yeah, even if he doesn't, again, I think it's likely to happen one way or another. It's just a
That
matter of
gives us
when. It's inevitable, right?
that gives us more time, and it's not exactly inevitable.
Well, does it give us time enough? Maybe we should back our way out and move around and try to make contact with some of these others. I'm sure they'd like to see them stopped. All I'm saying is I think we should look at our options as far as gaining allies goes. I don't know how well we can oppose this on our own.
They've already told us what allies we have. It's not just the Red Wizards, and I'll be frank, unless something's very odd, the kobolds, if they have nothing to gain, they won't help us. They'd prefer to be left alone, I bet.
Well, we'll have to make it worth their while then.
It's possible. But there's also other allies, as he said, slaves, many of them.
Right, but they're guarded by the highest. Well, the vast majority of their soldiers are guarding them. Doesn't seem like a good idea to just walk in the palace and start, breaking them out. Just not right away. We need a plan.
I agree. But those are still good allies. And you don't have to break them all out, just a few who can then help the others escape. But if this thing comes back, that makes the possibility of freeing the slaves less.
Well, it would require us to move quickly, and I don't know that us moving quickly is going to necessarily get us free those slaves any sooner. Like, depends on how well they're guarded. It just seems like walking into a trap.
If you're caught,
If we're caught, but I mean, we're not all you.
we all don't have to go to do that.
Are you suggesting that you do it yourself? Could always try to get information. You are pretty hard to spot.
I think the situation is fairly clear. If we want to be hunted, we let them go. If you want to at least be able to hide for a little while more, we don't. You heard him yourself. He said basically 3 options. 1, we work with them. I would not choose that. 2, we fight them. Or 3, we become their slaves. I guess there's a 4th one. We try not to get caught.
I don't know how well pretending to work with them and then, looking for ways to infiltrate or subvert them would work. But I guess that's also an option. That's part of the first one. But again, we don't know what helping them would entail. For all we know, it could. Well, use your imagination.
We have
I don't have to.
We have already made a fool's bargain with one devil. Why are we making another?
Oh, I don't think we are. But in the interest of fairness and just laying out all our options, I figured I would mention it. That's all.
I suggest we bind him and leave him.
At least then, if he tries to escape and go back, it would have the same effect as killing him, in that it would delay their awareness of what has happened. Is he already bound, by the way? He is, right?
Oh yeah, we would have bound
Yep,
him.
he's tied up.
Okay. Let's just keep him tied up. I would agree with that. And yes, keep him alive.
We're going to travel with it. All it has to do is yell.
I didn't say travel with it. I just would rather not kill him. Right now.
We can't spend eternity debating this. Make a decision, and let's move on.
Are you absolving yourself of it?
Don't assume that means what you think that it does.
That's why I'm asking.
Look, I say we just bind him. We leave him here. If he gets away, it'll take time. It'll have the same effect as delaying his arrival there. But if we bind him well enough, he probably won't be able to escape, and we could just leave him here. We don't have to take him with us. We don't have to give the possibility that he yells and gets others' attention. And if another scout party is coming here, then we better be prepared for it anyway.
Balasar actually walks over to Hux and kneels down so that he's looking him straight in the face. I will never wantingly support cold-blooded murder. I hope you understand what I mean.
I don't know where you're from, but in here, at this place.
Oh, because he's cold-blooded. Is that it? Is that the pun?
Balasar actually looks over his shoulder, gives a sidelong glance to Bran.
What, are you really surprised? Fennec, you haven't really. What's your take on all of this?
Fennec's been outside moving the bodies.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. Shine, what's your
that's
take
why
on
I've been
this?
so quiet.
Shine agrees with Hux, I'm gonna guess.
That's probably safe.
I suppose that puts us at an impasse then.
So, I'd assume by this time Fennec comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Where are
perfectly
you?
fine.
Where are you putting the body?
um,
Away.
In the jungle.
yeah.
In the
So
jungle.
I'm
In the
guessing
On the
like it
steps.
was all around that little outside cliff face to the right of the building.
Sure, yeah, you're just kind of like putting them by the undergrowth over by the cliff.
No,
I
I
mean,
was asking if that's where we were fighting before.
oh yeah, you're fighting. Yeah, there's
Okay.
like this open kind of plateau with a fair amount of undergrowth in between the two cliffs as you enter into the city.
Okay. Uh, yeah, probably pulling them more towards undergrowth by the cliff. To the northwest of where the tower is, so a little bit further that way. Trying to make it so it not seem like it was right in the vicinity of the guardhouse that it all happens, like directly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
I mean, they're pretty well hidden. This isn't. Someone would really have to look for them.
Okay.
Fennec, you have a decision to make.
What to do with the captive?
Correct.
Hmm. Well, he does have information on us. He did try to kill us last night. And nearly did kill several of us.
I
That
recall.
I think it might have been the one that got the drop on me.
No, that was one of the two snake arm ones, I believe.
Oh,
What
fair
is-
enough. Hard to tell them apart.
What is your decision?
Not really one to just straight murder someone for no reason, but at the same time, if
You've given plenty of reason why you'd want.
they did attack us first, so if
Kept his
he
first, but now he's helpless. I don't know. Leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Maybe it doesn't yours, but
you
I
didn't
would
get
hope that
bit
it
by
would.
that snakehead last night, did you?
Oh, I did. Did you see me? I fell over. I believe I was from up there, and I point to the top of the ramparts. It hurt. I was bleeding everywhere.
I'm surprised you even remember the fall.
Uh, just enough of it.
So is that your will then, Fennec? He's to die for his crimes?
I mean, do we really want him returning and letting him know about everything that we were just talking about?
While I would love to answer your question, I tire of the debate.
Well,
Bran, you and I have said our piece. So has Hux.
I'm not done yet.
If
Just
we
because
let
you are.
If we let you continue, you will never be done.
Oh yes, of course, yes. Like as long as I don't continue talking, we might as well just stop deliberating on it. Sure, let's just let them kill.
That's not what I said.
Well, that's likely to be the outcome, don't you think? If you are going to let Fennec be the decision, being the deciding factor, you have to honor whatever he chooses. And if he chooses to kill him, are you saying you won't stand in the way of that?
I'm simply saying this. We are at an impasse. Fennec is the only one who has not weighed in. We do not have the time to debate this. Every minute that we waste here is another minute that we don't solve this issue.
He's not expected back for a few hours.
Which is a valid point and why I agree with you. Fennec, will you weigh in, please, so we can move on? In fact, actually, never mind. Don't even bother. I'm going back to sleep.
All right. Actually, did we already almost complete our rest?
I mean,
How does
pretty
that work?
much, but you can
Yeah,
like your
but
rest was completed, but
I
also
burned so many spells in that interrupted combat, interrupted
Same.
rest.
I think
So,
Shine's
like-
still at 1 health too.
yeah,
So,
I mean, I could put the
we
HUD
can-
up.
she's at more than 1 health. She's got like half health.
Yeah, I healed her at the end of the fight, if I remember correctly.
Oh, right.
In fact, I think she was one of the 2 people that I threw a freaking 3d8 heal at.
Also, I think she still has the second wind ability available.
Oh yeah, she does.
I was looking at that today. It's like, oh wait, we had this, so we were even more well off still.
Yeah, it was a brutal fight, but you guys had a few more rounds in you if you needed to. Not many, but a few.
So wait, does Balazar just like go off to go to sleep?
He wanders back into the hut and goes right back over to his pack, which he hasn't even packed up after the fight.
Okay, if he's doing that, I'm gonna ritual cast Leomin's tiny hut and create a dome over us all.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I just somehow just spontaneously learned how to do that.
It's not really spontaneous. You've been practicing at it for a while. That's the nature of leveling up.
Yeah.
All right.
We should probably, if in the next hour, we should probably find somewhere else to lay our heads.
All right. But for now, this will keep us safe. They aren't going to ambush us in here.
All right.
And I just make a gray, opaque dome kind of over the group, just inside of the guardhouse. So anyone looking in will just see like a solid sheet of gray, just like
From inside the
impenetrable
dome, you
gray.
can see out of it. But from outside of it, yeah, you just see this kind of gray, smoky, somehow both insubstantial and yet stone-like exterior. It's roughly this. It's just a little bit smaller than the guardhouse, so it fits pretty well.
Just reminded me of a webcomic there, JP. This steak looks tasty. I think I'm gonna have the steak. What are you gonna have? Exuberance. Yeah, I was
Questing.
right. This steak sure was tasty. How's your exuberance? Insubstantial.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Cannot remember the name of that comic, but I remember that particular strip.
I'll go over by Hux. I'll say, so I don't know much about where you've come from and all, but I'm gathering it that you didn't exactly have the most charmed life. Is that about right?
At times.
JP, you want to hit us with a long rest, or is there something else going to happen in the interim?
It's a good question.
Damn it.
I was
Scott
toward the
was
end.
good.
I think I was the last watch, so I'm just awake at this point. Like I'm used to being, not going back to sleep at this point. But that's what kind of what.
I mean, you don't necessarily need to sleep during a rest either, but yeah.
Okay.
I'll say this. Again, I don't know where you all come from, but there are a lot of things here that it's kill or be killed. It's you either do that or you put yourself and those you're with in danger. Certain things can be dealt with more peaceably. You can come to an agreement with humans. You can even come to an agreement with my kind.
Well,
Yuan-Ti, Bitari, they're not those. You can't come to an agreement. The Yuan-Ti want to slave you, the Bitari want to eat you. You're never going to change them.
You encountered a lot of Yuan Ti in your time.
We avoid them.
Well, most
Of-
humans wouldn't trust a kobold, but well,
We
you're a fine
don't.
example of one that I think is you seem quite trustworthy. For what it's worth,
We
I know
don't
my
go
word
and
is
enslave others. We want to be left alone.
right.
We're not trying to end the world or worship some weird, horrifying snake monster.
And we're going to kill plenty more of them. Just the circumstances matter, right?
Circumstances this, they know more about us. They have you ever. You all are. I've seen you all fight. Have you ever been in a war?
Can't say I have. No, not a true war. I take it you have.
Yeah,
May I ask with what or whom?
Batari.
Goblins?
Yes.
I've been meaning to ask on that note. Is that war stack the what is it? We sit on each other's shoulders. Is it really as frightening or awful as it's made out to be? Because to me, it just looks like a joke.
It can be. No. The worst part is the when we fought was not. We didn't line up in huge numbers and kill each other like that. It was always smaller groups ambushing each other. The worst of it was when you'd find their old campsite and you'd find one of your own arms, legs cut off, and presumably eaten. It's almost dead, and the only thing you do is put that out of out of its misery. The Wanteen are not better. They won't. They probably won't eat you, but they'll put a chain around your neck and use you until you're dead.
If we just tie him up, are you willing to not kill him?
He'll either get out of the bonds or someone will find him. Just because he's tied up doesn't mean he can't yell.
You didn't answer my question.
I feel like was looking off and thinking, I'm not one to do something that makes it much more likely I get a yoke around my neck.
We're not going to do that.
I know you're not. They will if they don't kill us first.
Hey, Bran, when you were interrogating him, what did you tell him about why we were here, if anything?
Didn't tell him anything.
They still know who we are, our numbers, and how we
And
fight.
I don't think he's a dimwit. I think he knows full well that we mean them ill will. And if he does get out, he will tell them that. I have no doubt of that. And they will send more people, but more Yanti. But they're going to send them after us regardless. As you weren't really here for most of it, but Rosn C, we don't know what he's capable of. He is immortal. He's been around a very long time. I don't know what that means. I don't know what he's become. He's no longer human, whatever.
If you already knew we were here, why would just a small patrol be sent?
I
And why
just
would it
mean
have
that
been backed up right now?
Right. I mean, he's going to find out, even if this particular, I point this one here, makes, even if he does not make it back.
You don't know that for certain, and even
I think it
if he
likely.
does, it might be likely, but a day, 2 days, 3 days is much more beneficial than him finding out in 6 hours or less.
If you would rather see him dead here and now, I will not take part in it.
That's fine.
And you'd better make damn sure that Balasar doesn't find out if you're really going to do it. Tension
Pike
between you
shrugs.
two isn't exactly hard to detect. But
I know. I'm never going to be comfortable with one that serves a dragon.
you
As he
you
said,
can't deny his intentions seem good. He follows Bahamut, and that's supposed to be one of the good ones, yeah?
I've never heard of a dragon that doesn't want something in return. Those things don't exist. They
What if what he wants in return is something altruistic? Do you believe such a thing doesn't exist?
And I will answer that once I get my food from downstairs.
Oh snap! You got an alarm
Yeah, I
going.
hear it. uh, I mean, I guess I'll state it just, as DM, I don't think like killing this guy is an evil act. It's also not a good act. I think it's decidedly neutral in terms
Yeah,
of D&D ethics, not necessarily in
is it?
terms of real world ethics.
Okay, I was
We
definitely
won't get
thinking of it.
into.
I was definitely thinking of it being objectively evil in terms of D&D ethics.
I mean, it is unarmed, but it is also an evil creature that tends to destroy the world. So
Oh yeah, that's right. D&D logic is D&D
morality
morality
is
is more.
objective,
Yeah, it is. Like this creature's evil, therefore killing it is good, kind of thing. Yeah.
generally speaking. I mean,
Right.
there's some wiggle room there,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not to say that discussions like this don't or shouldn't happen or aren't questions.
Right. Yeah. 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 I just
I
mean
just
like I don't know. I don't I'm used to like really objective morality type stuff, or like even like doing something I mean, there's doing dishonorable stuff, and that's just like on the chaos law spectrum. And then there's like
yeah,
killing an unarmed person, like now no longer a combatant, where it's kind of like a gray area where it's like they did try to kill us, but they're not trying to kill us
yeah,
now, and they can't. They're helpless. It's like it's murder, right?
yeah. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't say that it's a good act, but it is not, I don't think, also like straight up evil.
Like if a paladin did this, would they lose their paladinhood, basically?
Well, it depends on the oath. Like if
Oh yeah,
in
you're right.
5e,
Yeah,
paladins are pretty
5e.
flexible now. But yeah,
Yeah,
if an old school paladin did this, I don't
could
know.
you could
Probably
be
not.
you could be a consequentialist paladin that basically is like the ends justify the means.
Yeah, Oath of Ancients is pretty flexible.
Oh no,
Oath of
vengeance,
Vengeance would you'd have to
vengeance.
kill this guy. Like you would be breaking your oath if you didn't murder this
Oh,
guy.
dude, you're right. I thought
So
that was the consequentialist paladin.
yeah,
It was
kind of.
like the
Yeah,
ends, yeah, like the greater good kind of thing. Like whatever it
yeah.
like no matter how dishonorable you have to be, like as long as it brings about good for other people, like it's worth it kind of.
Yeah, Vengeance doesn't exactly have. I mean, they
Like
define honor in a different way for sure.
like okay, how did they answer the trolley problem?
Right. Well, which group has the most evil people? Is it one really evil person, or
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it like?
yeah.
But yeah, by any means necessary is one of the tenets of vengeance. So, but like,
I think I know what I'm gonna do with this, but yeah.
guy, obviously.
No, I've already kind of like hinted at what I'm kind of going for here. So, all right, I'm
Okay,
gonna step away as well. So I'll be back in just
okay, we'll
half a
take just a
minute here.
moment here.
Okay.
Get water, go to the bathroom,
Sure. Right as I get back from going to the bathroom.
hydrate. Solomon had to get his food. That's why we're waiting a moment. I also briefly clarified, Jay, that it's not killing this guy in the current state would not be evil. It's probably not good, but it's also not evil. I think it falls in the neutral spectrum in an objective
Right.
D&D sense.
That's why, I mean, characters in the neutral zone. So
Yeah.
that's why I was like, it tried to kill us. It's not good if we let it live. It's not like I'm murdering, innocent babies or anything
Right.
like that.
And I mean, it said that its ultimate goal is to destroy the world. So there's that.
Yeah, even Balasar doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily think that it would be evil.
It's obviously not good, but it's not evil.
All right. So if
Yo.
sorry, what was the last question that Bran asked?
Oh, I said like so you said dragons always want something. There's no such thing as a dragon that doesn't want something to return. And then I said, well, his dragon seems to want like altruistic things or good things. Do you think such a thing doesn't exist?
I've never heard of one like that.
Well, it's his faith. It's all he ever talks about, and it's on his shield. But
Doesn't mean that he knows its will.
true enough.
And
Listen, if you want to put an end to that Yanti right over there, right now, I'm not going to stop you. But it's on you then.
If no one's going to stop him, then anyone else is going to stop him. Hux is going to go and quickly end the UNT with a dagger across the throat.
Just do it quietly so you don't wake Belisar up. Okay.
Or maybe, I don't know, with nature, what I know about where the jugular is.
You can humanely execute this individual while they're unconscious.
Okay.
I mean, as humanely as possible.
Right. Not like, I'm just going to stab you in the stomach a whole bunch and just like leave you to die kind of stuff. No, just quick.
It's actually weirdly easier for Hux since the guy has a snake head. He knows more about snake anatomy than human anatomy, probably.
I mean, you guys, it's weird that you guys don't have hearts, so I've been told, but whatever.
But yes, the Yonki is executed. That moral dilemma is hereby resolved.
Well, didn't kill him then. We probably would have faced him in open battle anyway. I suppose there is that.
Help me hide it where Fennec had the rest of the bodies. And then Hux will turn around and say, I mean, we killed those Grung. Even though they did attack us, I guarantee they were just probably trying to defend something of theirs.
You don't need to justify it. Just move the body.
Hux will need help because he's tiny.
Okay, I'll help
Hux,
move
like,
it because
clearly struggling.
Fine. I'm the one who signed off on it or whatever, so I'll do it. I have a 10 strength. I can probably move it somewhat decently.
Yeah, between the two of you, you were able to drag it off into the bushes near the cliffs where Fennec has hidden the other bodies for nature to take them once more, or for other Yonti to find them much later.
Perhaps this is what we're facing now. War, huh? I say as we're burying him, or moving him.
I don't know.
How many years have you had?
14.
Well, I've had 4.
Hux was absolutely shocked at this.
So I'm learning fast. And I go back inside.
All right.
On the cliff wall near where the bodies are hidden, Hux can see deeply faded. There is a labyrinth symbol, the symbol of Utau, kind of just on the wall, painted there, etched there long ago.
With Brack, as Bran walks away, Hux will, if this is Reverend, not, I believe this isn't like sacrilege. Reverently touch the symbol and then like trace a maze through it and then leave.
Yeah, that is reverent. That's what you're supposed to do.
Oh, interesting. What? Just out of character. What symbol was that?
It looks like it looks like a circular labyrinth. Here, I'll post it in the Discord.
Oh, Utau.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Although it's usually kind of different every time, just in that general shape.
Wait, is that? Where was that symbol?
It's kind of etched into the cliff wall, faded. It's clearly part of the decoration of the city once long ago.
Right. That's what most of the people here worshipped. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, just wondering. I'm already inside, so I'm not doing this.
All right. So then you're all taking another long rest?
I mean,
Yep.
at some point, I would suggest that we might want to move somewhere, but
I say we
maybe
conclude I think we just conclude the rest, right?
that's fine.
Well, no, you have to take another one. You concluded the other one.
Oh, okay, sure. So yeah,
that fight happened at the end of your last long rest.
Okay.
Yeah, the wall, the hut stays up. We do our rest, and then we decide what to do after.
Okay, if we're staying here.
Just for today. I mean, we can move and I can cast another one, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm gonna stealth and scout around to see if there's maybe a better place for us to hide.
As long as I stay within the dome. Oh, that's right. I have to recast it anyway because I think I left it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so I cast it again, and then I stay in it because as soon as I leave, it dispels.
Okay. And I will scout around, hidden, to try and find see if I can find a better place maybe to hide.
Okay, there are some other buildings further out, but they're considerably less. Well, they're less designed for defense, and they're in greater ruin.
Okay.
So it's kind of up to you what you want. Whether you think it's safer to use the building that is more defensible, but where enemies possibly know kind of where to look for you, or whether to use the building that is less defensible. Like, it'll be more dangerous fight there if they find you.
You know, if everyone was just small, this would be a lot easier.
I mean, to keep you pretty safe. That's kind of what it's for.
Right. That's so. I mean, once Hux figures that out, because he's never seen this, they've never seen this cast. Like, well, you know, at least we'll be able to see them.
Yeah, Hux sees like a bird hit the side of the magical dome.
What the hell?
Oh no.
The bird's fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
It just was confused.
And while I'm doing that, if I find any like small game or something to eat, I'll do that. And so we have. Can we find stuff to eat, or is it just too city life?
Currently in this area, you still can. You'll be able to continue to use your background trait because this area is very overgrown.
Okay.
The whole city.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's on the edge between ruins and wilderness, so you're able to find food.
Okay. Yeah, I'll then come back with food for people.
Great. Your second long rest here is undisturbed.
Woo.
Hooray!
Heck yeah.
You don't even have any nightmares.
I mean, not yet, you know.
What if I always have nightmares?
You don't.
You have nightmares of the Yanti you just executed.
No, you all sleep soundly if you sleep. This is a notable event.
This was a morally righteous act. I sleep so well. No.
Once you've all rested, and mind you, you don't have to sleep again since a lot of you just got done sleeping, but you can just kind of hang out and rest and recuperate. Where to from here?
Well, I was gonna say, like, I think everyone should take cover before I dispel the hut, just in case there is another patrol out. Unless you're saying there isn't, in which case, never mind.
I mean, you guys look around. There isn't another patrol.
Okay.
Not.
Perhaps get a bit closer to. I would say either scout the building that's kind of north of us, or move closer to the temple, but not actually enter it.
JP, I remember things are in the red circle. I remember the bridge being the bridge, but like, what's that building to the right of us?
So other than the bridge, the other circles are buildings that are clearly in like better repair and all have fairly unique architecture that make them stand out.
Okay. Want to try the circular one that's not too far away, just across the main thoroughfare?
I think that's the temple.
Is that the temple?
That's the temple.
Well,
Like I
I'm
was
pretty
saying,
sure that
we should like scout.
no, I think the big one, like up to the north, is the temple.
on like the opposite side of the city.
Yeah, here the big circle is the temple that Yanti was talking about.
Never mind. Okay, I was looking for the one that
Sorry.
was closer to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, if you
Oh, you no wonder you thought the Yanti was like a 5-minute walk away. I see.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
yeah,
because I'm zoomed in, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess I'm sorry. I thought we were somewhere else. So there are two circles near us. We could start by going around the cliff edge and looking at the one that's kind of more squarish with a reflecting pool in front of it.
Yeah, I want to go check out that one.
Okay.
Stay close to the edge. Like, don't go too deep in the middle of the place, right? Because there's patrols. Yep.
Yeah, you can see there's like a big raised street that's still mostly clear, though covered in kind of rocks and stones that leads down the middle. But you're also able to kind of negotiate your way around the edge of the city as well.
Okay. I'll do the scouting. I'll do the scouting and the hiding thing.
Awesome. Well, roll stealth.
Womp womp.
Excellent.
Only a +10.
Bet you wish you were a halfling now, kobold.
Yeah, well, it's still an 11. I don't like it though.
You're still better. Like you're still more hidden than most people could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bothers me.
Hux is just like still thinking about that conversation about the auntie.
More like, I wonder if Balasar's gonna like,
yeah,
all over, like gonna arrest me or whatever. I don't know what they do.
He's gonna eat me.
I mean, he's a dragon that worships a dragon, so it's well within the possibility.
All right, you make your way around the edge of the cliff, picking your way through the ruins and the overgrowth. Undergrowth? Both, really. I suppose it's overgrowth here. In any case, so the first thing to come on before we reach that is, again, I'm going to continue to use this kind of square to represent where you guys are currently at roughly. As you kind of come to this promontory of the cliffs, you can see that there's a large walled enclave ahead of you. There's no entrance per se, on this side at least. But you kind of have to pick your way around the wall. It looks like it's another potential place that you could make camp if you wanted more fortifications. And that's this. I'm talking about this whole area right there.
Groovy.
But you're able to pick your way around to the building with the pool in front of it. One moment, and I'll give you a map. And I'll use a new power that I learned about in Fantasy Grounds. If you're ready for that. Give me just a sec, 'cause I have to set the vision on the map appropriately. Whoop. Almost done. All right, let's see if this works. It should have popped up on everybody's. It did.
Yep.
Huzzah!
Behold my DM power.
I'll make you look at this map.
That fountain definitely did not want us to look at it. That screaming face.
Uh-oh. Hold on one sec. Certainly. Oh, good. There we go. All right. So, sorry, I'm rearranging my windows here. I'm going to put your tokens on here too. Obviously, you're not in the water. We'll rearrange them in a sec.
Oh yeah, what was Zaka doing during that whole moral quandary we had?
She's
Kawasha,
Kwasha,
frozen.
yeah, Kwasha, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Kawasha was kind of just watching interestedly to kind of see what decision you came to. He didn't seem to like disagree with the final decision.
Yeah, what was his reaction when we were like, let's not kill him, that's bad guy stuff? What was he?
He mostly seemed to be, well, make some insight checks.
Okay.
He was pretty quiet, though. He was clearly deep in thought. I was not talking as him kind of on purpose.
Yeah, it's a 12. How expressive is he?
It's clearly that like the things that you were saying were making him think about some things. I know that's kind of vague, but he was having deeper thoughts than he usually does, and he's a pretty deep guy to begin with.
I mean,
I'm
glad I could provide that for him.
Hux gets a little bit more, and it seems like he was mostly when this became apparent was when the Yuan-Ti mentioned Rasnazi and like how Rasnazi is leading the Yuan-Ti.
Okay, and he was like, "Fuck that guy."
Basically, at that point, he was like, "I don't really care about this guy, but this is new information that I need to process because it is my, objective to clear this jungle of all the undead. My impossible dream."
Hey, we can make it happen.
And Rasnazi is the one responsible for those, and I thought he was dead already. It's kind of like the train of thought he was going on, but
he wasn't like morally offended of what I did, right?
Yeah, he seemed more concerned with the larger implications than like with the problem directly in front of you.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But in any case, this place. Oh, sorry, I missed you there, Mel. Sorry. That was answered a question. A rectangular pool of murky water stretches before the vine-draped shrine. Rope bridges that once spanned the water float on the surface, tangled with other debris. The shards of a toppled monolith form stepping stones to the middle of the pool, where a statue of a stone frog rises above the water. If I know I put all your tokens on the map, but if you want to say that like you guys are a little bit off the map currently and Hux is scouting ahead, that's fine. Hux, can you make a perception check for me, please? If that is the case.
I'm down with that.
In the water.
Sorry. Actually, this needs to get updated because I double proficiency it. So it's actually a 17 out of 4.
Nice. I should be doing that automatically.
Well, the thing is,
you're Yeah, I see. Your hotbar link. You don't see any enemies precisely, but you do see sticking out of the water in one area a single eye on the end of a long rubbery stalk poking up out of the water and keeping sight.
Does it look like it's made?
I'm finding that out right now.
Do I get to roll another stealth roll since it's now a new area, or do I have to keep the shitty one?
That was your scouting roll, so we're using it. But it does not seem to spot you.
Rasnasi has installed cameras.
Yeah. I'll sneak back to the group and
It's like over here-ish, I believe.
can I make a nature roll to see maybe just like I might know what it could be?
Super yes.
Okay.
Sorry, it's actually
God, not rolling well today.
it's right there. You don't know. You haven't seen anything like that in the jungles before. Weird eye stalk. Weird.
Yeah, that's that. Man, I don't go near water. There's like usually weird eye stalks in there, so I have no idea what this weird eye stalk is. I will skulk back to the group and relate what I see, including the fact that there is some creature in the pool that has an eye stalk.
You describe it, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Anything that would be unnatural that would fit that description, maybe?
Lots of things. Unfortunately, it's hard to judge off of a single eye stalk in a pool of water. Could be an Odia, could be any number of like weird outsiders, could be some creature native to Chult that you're not familiar with.
could be a beholder.
Could be a weird underwater beholder. It didn't look like a beholder eye stalk. I'll say that much.
It
was
did? Oh,
long.
shit.
It did not. It did not.
Oh, okay.
It was too long. It was much larger than a beholder's eye stalk normally would be.
Ooh,
It's probably like as thick around as Fennec's arm.
All right, that's concerning.
Looked a lot like Fennec's arm, to be honest. Same color too.
Cool.
It was Fennec holding an eye.
It's like a Loch Ness monster hoax situation.
Oh man, the Ken camera Chult is not a good thing. How do you wish to proceed?
Well, so
And
you
yes.
don't know what that eye is, huh?
I'm sorry to clarify. The statue in the middle is not like a screaming face like it is in the art. It is
Yeah.
a statue of a big stone frog.
I don't know what that is. Usually, it's best to stay out of the waters in these places.
Was it looking toward us?
It did not seem to notice me, but once we all get there, it probably will.
Feel better if we can get rid of it somehow. But or can we go around it?
Good question, JP. Is there a way we can go around it?
I mean, yeah, if you just walk around on the far side of the pool.
Yeah. Hux will suggest that's the best idea because no matter what, there's nothing good in these jungles that has eye stalk.
Right.
Nothing good as an eye stalk. Well, except flumps. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Don't know what those are.
JP is it a flump?
It's not a flump. I'm sorry.
Okay.
If at some point Wizards does not release stats to playing a fluff, I'll be very disappointed.
A flump paladin. Be our lawful good.
There was one in a module once of Paladin, I remember. Anyway, that was a long time ago. That's like 2nd edition. So you all just kind of want to make your way around the side. Let me have Kwasha make a nature check too. Maybe he knows what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, Kwasha's like, wait, an eye stalk?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And
Thick, sticking out of the water.
yes, and I wouldn't like describe the places. So, in case it's what the player Solomon thinks it is, there is a statue of a frog.
This is not good.
What is it?
What do you think it is?
I can't be certain just from the description, but it sounds like a frog moth.
Okay, now that I've heard that name, have I heard of those?
You've never. I don't think so. I don't think Hux is like. They're pretty rare. I don't
Okay,
think
yeah,
Hux has ever like encountered one, and he stays away from water, generally speaking.
Wait,
Yeah,
frog,
they have
frog moth. Wait, like, are you
Let me
saying
just-
like behemoth and a frog? Like the
It
combination of
is-
those two words?
It is like a frog in shape, but instead of front arms, it has several tentacles. It has these eye stalks it uses to look above the water, and its tongue can reach out and drag you into its maw. It
How big
is
is it?
the size of a little smaller than Steggy Boy was.
I think can we sneak past it? Do you think? How perceptive are these things?
It didn't see me, but that doesn't mean it won't see other people.
Right.
There's a chance.
How long are those tongues?
20 feet.
All right. Are there usually only one of them, or do they have more?
They're usually solitary creatures. I do not think there would be room in the pool, from what I can see, for more than 2, and preferably just 1.
Right. So if we move around this side, I kind of point to the left. It won't be able to reach us, and if it does notice us, it'll have to move in order to catch us. In which case, we'll be behind those walls over there. And I point to the building, the walls around the building.
If we can make
Yes,
it.
if we make a break for it, we can try to sneak past and make a break for it if it sees us.
Does it will it come out of the water, or will it just?
Oh yes, they are amphibious. It depends on what it wants and why it's here. It is an animal. But normally it would live in a larger body of water.
So about as smart as a regular animal.
Yes.
All right.
Dumber than most birds or crows.
I give him a nod of approval.
So while I've been scouting around and also getting food beforehand, did I notice any tracks of medium creatures like deer or something that might, basically the idea is, did I see any evidence of animals that might that the froggy moth might have eaten that are not humanoids? And if
Yes, there is an ecology here that could sustain a beast of this size.
okay, good. We can try it.
Shall we?
All right, get ready to run. We shouldn't approach it until someone can see the eye stalk.
Sounds like your job.
I guess.
Now you can make another stealth roll.
Come on, computer, don't screw me now.
I mean, everyone might as well make one now. So
Yeah.
sneaking's going to be the plan. So
Well, I was gonna.
You're kidding me. God damn. Oh no, that's a 20. Okay, never mind. So there's a
did you have
4.
did you have an alternate plan there, Fennec?
Yeah. Well, for we're gonna make a break for it, I'm not really my
If
armor
it's
doesn't
easy
allow me
enough.
to be very stealthy.
Uh,
Or quiet for that matter. So I could serve as a distraction, run around the other side of it to keep its attention off of you guys while I run.
it could just eat you and chase you, and then find out.
And if that happens, I'm sure you guys will save me.
Sure. Can we take one of these things? Do you think, Kawasha?
It will be difficult. Someone might get eaten.
Maybe just chewed on a little bit.
They generally swallow you whole.
Fight our way out then.
Is there a reason we're going into this building?
See what's in there.
Because if we can avoid a beast such as this, I think it would be better to do
What
so.
we can do is
Well, that's what we're trying to do.
and what we can do is we can try to stay far away from it, and then either find an opening not near the pool, or if we have to climb the wall, that might be better. Because I know I can almost certainly outrun it. I'm not sure about the rest of you.
Could fly over it.
Yeah, Bran could definitely just like fly.
Wait, I could be a distraction. Maybe fly overhead, get its attention while you all make a break for it on the left side there.
I think actually it's better if we just try and find an opening somewhere else.
Right.
There's no reason to take a risk if it's a creature this dangerous.
Yeah, you could probably
Frog.
just loop all the way around.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Hutch will say, if it's related to a frog, the creatures are voracious. They'll eat until they're full, and they will not. They will try and chase down prey.
Wonder if it eats you on tea.
Don't see why it wouldn't.
Anyone comes looking for us, maybe.
It will eat anything it can fit in its mouth. Squash, which is most things.
All right. Well, I'm all right with the move all the way around plan, as long as everyone else.
All right, if I'm stealthing ahead, which I would want to be, can I keep that nice
Yeah.
that nice 24?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I will stealth ahead, do my thing.
Yeah, you can find a path kind of all the way around to the back of the building and then get in through there. Now, there's no door on the back of the building. You'll still have to loop around to the front, but the wall should keep you more or less out of sight of it. And it's certainly, if it is the size of Steggy Boy, it would have a hard time kind of fitting into that area anyway.
Okay, on the map, I don't know if this map is accurate. It looks like there are kind of small openings in the wall. Can we use?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah,
That
we'll
is
use those.
Quite accurate. The only thing that's not accurate is like the shape of the frog statue in the middle. Cool. All right. Well, I guess you can all put your tokens in front of the door of the building over there as you've kind of made your long way around. The eye stalk probably like spots one or two of you on the other side of the wall, but it doesn't seem immediately interested in like going after you over there. I mean, maybe it doesn't. I could make its perception check. Oh no, definitely. It clearly sees a few of you, but it doesn't make like any move or emerge from the waters. So I'll tell you what.
If we were only higher level, I'd love to fight one of those.
I'm sure you'll get your chance one day.
That wasn't ominous or at all, right?
Or maybe not. Adventurers are smart. Where do Bran and Balasar want to be over there by the actual doorway?
Is Jay here? I haven't heard him talk in a little bit.
I mean, he just moved his token.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because I put push to talk on, and I forget that when I'm
Oh, no.
rounds.
Sorry if you expressed any opinions on the Frogmoth situation and we didn't
Oh
hear.
no, don't worry about it. It's my fault. I keep forgetting that my push to talk button for Discord doesn't play well with fantasy. But it's not a big deal. I've been listening this whole time.
Bran, Sean, hello? I'm just going to put you over there. Must have went to the bathroom or something.
Hux will suggest that Balasar gets even more in the doorway.
Sure. So there's a strange. This is a big stone door, and it clearly has a lock on it. It's like a mechanical lock that's like built into the stone itself. And there's like this carved onto the lintel is an inscription, but it's a language that none of you recognize. Bran's magic, of course, does let him read it, but it doesn't let you like know what it is.
What does it say?
It says this, Bran. It says, Kubazan urges us to tread without fear and to give back as much as we take.
All right. I'm gonna look to everyone else and say, anyone ever heard of Kubazan? Ring a bell?
I'm not trained in history. Can I just roll straight in?
No one has heard of this.
Okay.
I'm gonna read it out loud to everybody. The whole thing, so everyone knows what it says now.
Okay. Hux is gonna go up. Look at the door.
Fennec, hold on, sorry. Fennec, I mean, you know history, so you don't know what Kubazan is, but you know that this place was built as a temple to what you would guess to be a minor deity by humans, perhaps a couple hundred years ago.
Okay.
It would have been shortly, you would guess it would be like shortly after Tao abandoned Shul.
Okay.
So it's old, but not ancient.
I relayed that information.
Okay. I'm going to look at the door and check for traps. Would that be perception or investigation?
You can do either in this case, whichever one you want.
Perception. And question, because I don't know if this is going to apply now or not, but if I do come across, like, perhaps come across a kobold trap, could I get advantage on that since I kind of know how they work? Because I probably
Potentially.
set them. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm just rolling shit.
No traps.
Yeah, obviously. Why would there be traps? It's just a
Well,
locked
you
door
can
to a
tell
temple.
even with the 9 that the lock mechanism is pretty complex and it will be difficult to open.
JP,
I'll
there's
say,
Okay.
oh hey,
there is a roof, right?
yep,
Okay.
it's just a squat stone building,
Windows? Any windows?
no windows.
Yeah. Okay.
This is not going to be easy to open.
You know how?
I can try. I'm not going to guarantee I can open it.
You think you're capable of it, but you also think you have a decent chance of failure.
Yep,
Right.
that's how I'm placing it.
I'll move out of the way for here.
I'd probably have a little bit less of a chance of failure if, say, a very nice.
Sorry,
cleric,
I moved you.
Oh, that's fine. Would cast guidance on me.
Oh, I can give you inspiration too. I inspire you.
Yay!
Lock.
The bard believes in me. With my newfound inspiration and knowledge of friendship, I'm going to try and open the damn.
Well, Balasar
Okay,
also,
I withdraw my inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'll give them. Let's see. It just gives them or them D8.
I think at your level it's a D8, yeah.
Yes, I can use either on this skill check or
Okay.
perhaps on any saving throws I need to use for traps that I totally saw.
All right, I give them a little hype talk. Just get them ready to go. You know, like you're the only one who can do this. If anyone can do it, it's you. You got this.
As we back away.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. I actually I'm staying close because I need to talk them up. So and I have a low wisdom. So you know.
Yeah. So JP, how do I actually roll? Because what would I roll for this?
It'll be a dex check plus your proficiency bonus doubled because of your expertise.
Yeah,
Is
how do
Belsar
I-
also providing guidance? I need to know before the roll. Jay, if your push to talk is working.
I'm sorry.
That's
Okay.
all right.
What do you want me to roll again?
I just want to know if you're going to give Huck, if you're willing to give Hux guidance on his attempt to unlock the.
Oh, right. Yeah, actually, I
Unlock
was
the
planning
door.
on doing that. Yeah, I
Okay.
had said that before, but apparently I was clicked into the game when I said that. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
Okay.
going to put guidance.
Cool. Okay.
Um,
So.
So do I just roll? Because that would be a plus.
Just roll your dex, and then we'll add
10.
another
Okay.
6 to it.
he rolls a
Will do.
1d4 for guidance,
Yep.
either
Yep.
before or after.
And then just add a D8 to it if you want.
Yeah, if it's low enough.
Yeah, you decide after you see the result, but before I announce the result. After you see the roll,
Sure.
before I announce the result.
Well, I think that'll be good because that's a
Wow.
27 plus.
That's a good roll.
Just hold on to it.
That's
Oh,
plus
yeah.
3 more.
Plus
It's
3
also
more,
plus
so-
3 more. Than
So
that.
that's a 20. That's a
That's
30.
a 30.
Yep.
If
I was
this
wrong.
doesn't open it,
Hux is more than capable of doing this lock with ease.
it just looked really complicated on the outside. It's actually just like I just had to push a button. It's
Well, it's you see Hux, it's just like a labyrinth. And as you find your way through it, you're able to discover the mechanism needed to open the way. As you do so, however, a
yeah.
kind of glowing ruin appears
Oh shit.
around like the keyhole, essentially. And
The-
as Hux is staring directly at the keyhole, they need to make a saving throw.
Dex.
Oh no,
God,
not Dex.
Int.
Wisdom or
Uh,
int, maybe.
It is Wisdom.
Okay,
it
that's a +1.
At least it wasn't strength.
That's true.
Is your int better than your whiz?
Yeah, my int's better than my whiz.
Oh,
Good
That's
roll.
a 20. So inspiration goes away in like a minute, right? Or is it an hour? How
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Oh, there are very few DCs that are above 20, so I'm gonna keep that. I'm not gonna use my bark inspiration.
Good call. Because for just a moment, you can feel fear, kind of like the same sort of fear you feel when you're close to a dragon. But then the Hux is able to just throw it off. And the ruin fades from view.
Curses the Draconic about magic. Nothing
And
else?
nope, that's all. And you want to
Okay.
open? Do you want to open the door from there now that it's unlocked, or?
I don't think I'm strong enough to open it if it's like made of stuff.
It is made of stone. It would be
There's
you're
no
strong enough to
way.
open. It would be significant effort for Hux.
All right, here I come.
step up to the plate.
Rogue's job is done. Fighter takes point.
Fighter, go.
Fennec's able to kind of push the heavy stone door open. Inside, you see steps descending to a ledge overlooking a pit of sharpened stakes. An alcove on the far wall holds a pedestal, and on the pedestal is a stone cube resting. A relief carved into the back of the alcove shows a monstrous frog with tentacles fighting a crane. Wooden beams radiate from the walls at floor height, and there's about 4-foot gaps between them. Carved frog heads extrude from the walls above the beams.
Okay, so you said a
It's
crane.
dark in there, but the sunlight from the door like dimly lights the whole room.
Okay.
Hey.
So you said crane. Is it like the weird kind of
Yes.
were cranes we saw? Okay, it is. Wow.
Hey, Belisar, you want to do that thing you do where you tell us what kind of magic's happening? If there's anything.
Absolutely.
Are you taking 10 minutes, Jay, or are you going to use a spell slot?
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the time to get it to not waste the spell slot.
Okay, well, seeing how my bardic inspiration will be over before then, I am going to just do a scan for traps using bardic inspiration.
Good call.
So perception.
Yep. There's
And
stuff.
yeah, I
Oh,
guess
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
use bardic
Roll your damage,
inspiration
yeah.
because there's no other.
All right. That did help you get yet more information, actually.
Whooped.
This is Hux is very perceptive. Plus, you have dark vision. That helps.
Yep.
So, first of all, there's this. I mean, most obviously, there's the spike, the pit full of spikes. Those look pretty dangerous, but you'd have to like actually fall into them. On that topic, the wooden beams on the side, Hux is able to kind of spot mechanisms built into the walls attached to the beams, and it is clear that like as you step not as you step, but as you step off of a beam, if you were to like kind of try to make your way around that way, the beam would retract into the wall.
Okay.
So you'd have to be able to move quickly, hop from ledge to ledge, kind of thing.
Also, you're not certain because of the distance, but you're pretty darn sure the thing, whatever that cube is resting on the pedestal, there's an extremely traditional trap design where it needs to be like an equal amount of weight needs to stay on top of it or something bad will happen. You're not really able to tell what, but you can tell there's like mechanisms built into the pedestal.
I make a comment about Indiana Jones despite not knowing what that is.
Yeah, right.
It's my time.
Right.
Oh,
We were all.
I'm an archaeologist. It's my time.
point
Fenix-
as Balasar's casting the spell, so everyone knows not to.
Well, I'm waiting to see what he finds out about the cube itself.
Yep.
If it's magical, yeah.
After he's done casting the ritual spell, takes about 10 minutes. There is magic in the room coming from the cube that you can see. It is abjuration magic.
Abjuration, if I remember correctly, is the scroll that is for changing things, correct?
No, it's transmutation. Abjuration is like protection spells.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I would. So we have a better chance to look at.
Well, I could fly over there and get a closer look, but I don't know how much good that does.
Dora said to tread without fear, right?
Yeah.
And I will point out all the traps and everything to make sure you tread without fear, but with knowledge.
Okay, yeah. If you describe the traps, it's like, yeah, obviously it just means to keep moving forward. So you just hop from thing to thing, and you don't stop, but otherwise you fall into the pit of spikes, right?
I imagine that's the case.
I was thinking, what if it means to just walk straight at it? Not worry about the spikes at all.
I think you still need to. Well, I don't know about that.
I will
Seems risky.
politely note Balasar is not seeing any illusion magic.
So wait, so is it possible, because it looks like on the map, to walk between the spikes?
No, they're like thicker than that. That's just
Okay.
I mean, you could probably squeeze between them if you crawled down there.
Okay. I think I can make it through the spikes if someone wants to go on the top.
I could carry you over there
Or
if
that.
you really want to get across.
We do have
I don't
someone
think I
with
can carry
flight.
anyone else though.
Yeah, I'm a whole like with gear since I don't have my backpack on me. I'm like a whole 38.
Yeah, I mean, I could just like drop my pack and carry him over there.
I was
Okay.
wondering
Him
when
over there.
Bran was going to realize that.
No, I did. I said I could fly
Yeah.
over there earlier. Yeah. Yeah. I'll just like. You wanna?
All right.
Yeah. I'll just fly Hux over to the pedestal with the cube on it.
Okay, that works.
The bodyguard soundtrack starts to play.
All right, done.
Now
I'll
you're
do the
standing
thing.
next to the pedestal. It has the cube on it. The cube has images etched on as well. And also, since you're over there now, Bran, you can see that the wall itself, kind of that image of what you recognize now as a frog moth, judging by Kawach's description, and an iblis, those weird crane things that you encountered in the Garden of Nangalore,
Right.
fighting each other. There is kind of woven in between them, like along the edges of the inscription, kind of these flowing patterns, a story.
Okay, I'm gonna
It's
read
written
it.
in that same weird language that was written above the door that you're not familiar with, but which your magic allows you to read.
Okay, yeah. Wait, there's something here. And I'm gonna read it out loud.
I'm going to listen to him, but is it possible to get a better look at the trap to see exactly what will happen if we screw this up?
Yes. Well, no, your previous roll. Yeah, now that you're able to get closer, like you don't have to roll again, but I'll just note that, and Hugs will figure this out as Bran is like reading the story portion. The frog heads on the wall actually have like pipes in them, and you're pretty sure poisonous gas will come out of it. And you can note now that there's like a portcullis that will drop down over the entrance of the shrine.
Okay.
Now that you're inside, you couldn't really see it from the outside.
All right. Brian can read the story.
All right. Let me find the portion that I was looking for. Here we go. So it was that Kubazan, the mighty one, was made angry and set to wrestling with Ubtao. Ubtao was greatly amused by the frog's courage, so he gave the frog tentacles to make it stronger. When Kubazan returned to Papazadal, he chased him into the swamp. That's pretty much it, actually.
Okay. I'm going to turn back to the people standing kind of at the entrance and just kind of relay that. I'm going to make sure that they hear it too. So, I mean, Kuba, what was the name?
Here, I'm making a note in your guys'
Kubazan.
notes area.
Kuba-san. Yeah, Kuba-san is obviously like frog god, right?
Yep.
Doesn't say anything about the crane.
Well, we kind of know what that is. And
Right.
Hustle then turn.
He was
There you go.
he was given a temple for his courage,
Mhm.
basically, is what I'm getting out of this.
And then Hux will turn to the group and say, if we don't successfully put a counterweight on the pedestal if we take the square, a portcullis will fall down and then poisonous gas will come out of the frog mouth. So we need to be very careful.
Let's see. How
Okay, so
heavy does the cube look to be? Like it's metal.
it has frog there. What I'm in general. The cube itself only weighs, I don't know, like half a pound. It's 3 inches on each side. It's not very big.
Okay.
Oh,
And I can tell it
then
just
that
by
makes-
looking.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need. All right, can we get a rock?
Is it exact same weight or same or greater than?
That's a good question. Can it be like if it's 2 pounds, will it still hold the traps at bay?
It'll need to be half a
It
pound.
needs to be very,
All right,
very
all right.
So you could potentially find a rock, but it would have to be a very specific rock. It might take some effort. If you have something that weighs half a pound that you're willing to like leave here, that's an option as well.
Hold on. Oh wait, I have an idea. Wait, hold on. I'm
Let me
searching
look.
through my pack.
You left your pack
Yeah.
outside.
Oh yeah, you're right. I fly over and get it, and I fly.
Like,
I cheat.
what's going on? What do you need?
Half a pound.
As you fly back.
Something roughly half a pound, just to put. If we take the cube, we just need it to be there, just same time. Swap it real.
Here, take this, and before you fly back, Fennec hands you a block of insect repellent.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll go ahead and take that, and I'll fly back over. Right. So you know how this works. How do you want to do this? I look at Huck.
First, I'll look back, and if things go wrong, can someone keep the portcullis from completely closing?
Fennec.
I mean, I'm standing inside here with you guys, like on the edge. So I was like, "You guys got this. Don't screw it up."
Well, if the portcullis closes, do you think you can at least keep it at bay until we get back? For like less than 5 seconds, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think so. Just don't trigger the trap, and we'll be fine.
Right here.
That's the plan.
Huck, you have fast hands, right?
Yes.
So why don't you do the replacement, and I'll take the cube.
Okay.
I mean,
And
I'm assuming we can't talk about our bonuses, but
yeah, I
I mean, you
mean,
can out of game.
yeah.
well, the thing is, I don't actually have sleight of hand trained, so I'm only at +4.
That's what I have. I'm just operating under the Brand's operating under the assumption that you're a little bit quicker than he is. So
I mean,
Technically true. You just have the bardic half proficiency that adds to yours. Enough.
look, I mean, you know the trap. I don't know these things very well, so I'm gonna let you make the.
I'll move the I'll put the block on. Are you ready?
Ready?
Also, and what Hux will do, unless Brad is really against it, they will basically get on Brad. So if something goes wrong, we can just fly out at ASAP.
Yeah. Good idea. All right. I'm gonna count down from 3.
Okay.
On
Wait.
one. On one.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. On one, we make the switch.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was it right then. Sorry.
No.
I'm gonna count down from 1. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
No, I'm just being clear. You know, I'm being
Yeah.
really
Yep.
pedantic.
Okay. Yeah.
I-
We do the switch.
As they keep discussing this, like Fennec's starting to just like a little bit of a shake in his hands starting up, like getting a little bit nervous that they're taking so long about this. Queuing in
And
on my
Fennec's ready to like catch the portcullis if necessary. That's the plan,
that
right?
too. He does have the personality trait. Traps don't make me nervous. Idiots who trigger traps make me nervous.
Wow. Damn.
Give him inspiration.
Already done.
Okay, because we might need it.
Both of you made sleight of
Don't
hand?
screw this up.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Or rather, one of you make it with advantage. That makes more sense. You're kind of
All
assisting
right.
each other here. That's
Hux,
the better way to do it.
Hux, go ahead. You've been rolling hot.
Yeah, until I wasn't beforehand. I wasn't,
Yeah, I don't
but-
want to jinx you, but you know.
I feel like now you have to roll.
Okay, I'll roll.
Yeah,
Fine.
Solomon is very superstitious about rolls. You
Okay.
may not
And
this
only
back.
superstitious. That's the only thing I'm superstitious about, and I know it's bullshit, but I love
Fennec
Okay, I'm
starts
doing it. You
looking
ready?
back towards the door, thinking he should just leave.
Right, I have advantage. Are we ready?
Do it.
it. Do it.
3, 2.
That's good.
You two are able to exchange the two items. There's like a moment where you kind of hear just a momentary mechanical noise, but then it stops. The portcullis does not slam shut. Gas does not come leaking from the walls to poison you. It seems like you pulled it off.
This didn't work out well for Indiana Jones either.
It looks like it worked out this time. I've added the item to Brand's inventory.
Whew. Well, if we mess it up, it might have been a good story, but that's okay. I fly Hux back. Assuming that's all there is, right? That's all there is over there, just like you, right?
Yep.
Oh, I saw.
Okay. I will hand the cube over to Balasar since he has the magical detection stuff going on.
I assume that the cube is still
As you're doing
glowing
that,
when
Fennec's
you hand
like, but I want to look.
Yep, the cube
Okay,
is still...
sorry. I hand it over to Fennec, and then okay, I'll hand it to Fennec because he's still looking at it.
You hold
Right,
up the
he's-
cube.
Archaeologist.
It's a thing in the ruin. I'm very intrigued by this.
You may want to be careful with that. I'm still sensing magic upon.
Yep, it leaks like a medium amount of abjuration. Well, actually, a minor amount of abjuration magic. To Balasar's senses. To everyone else, it just looks like a stone cube 3 inches side with a frogmoth etched on each side. It's like a big 6-sided die.
I'm gonna call it the Froghemoth.
Would I be able to study it with Arcana to see if maybe I could figure out?
During a short rest. I mean, it would take like an hour, is what I'm saying.
No worries.
Gotta do a history check on it while I'm kind of looking at it and studying it. See if there's anything I can ascertain from it.
I don't think there's a lot you can learn, but yeah, make a roll. There's a chance you could learn one thing. Nope.
You don't know that thing.
Your background feature, I mean, kicks in and confirms what I said earlier. This too was made by humans around that same time.
All right.
Oh, wait, I take that back. This was actually made more recently than the rest of the temple. You're able to determine that thanks to your background feature. So this was newer, like this wasn't always in the temple. It's still pretty old, mind you.
All right. I think I'll hand it off to Balasar to look at now. Something magical about it, you said. Probably take a look at it.
Oh, it's without a doubt a magical item. I would need quite a bit of time in order to study it. This will have to.
Oh, whatever we can learn from it would be great. Could be use or an interesting attraction at the museum.
Depending on the nature of this object, I would agree. Balasar puts
Would you say that it belongs in such a place?
I mean, that's what I was hinting at, yes. Assuming it's not,
Say it.
going to kill anyone.
Oh, say it.
It belongs in a museum.
Beautiful.
It belongs in a museum, bro.
I mean,
okay,
not
done.
unless it's evil and might kill people.
It has not yet been confirmed to belong in a museum. It might be like a Ark of the Covenant situation.
Listen, I don't want to like curse it, but it might be like a Froghemoth Pokemon square. Like we throw it at someone and it's
Oh,
a
I
Froghemoth.
fucking hope.
I choose you, Froghemoth.
it's like a Pokeball. Beautiful.
I think we have to capture that one that's in the. Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, just throw it at
Okay.
it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
This is a fantastic plan.
Hey,
So where are you all going from here? Do we wanna end here? Or do we wanna try to start the next kind of location you go to? Both are fine with me.
Only on the basis of how ridiculously long it went last time, I think we should probably end.
That's true. We did go long last time.
I will. Not,
We did
I
have a
was-
combat that lasted an hour and a half.
Yeah. Cool.
could-
Yeah, this
we
is a
could,
pretty
like,
good
go up
stopping
to the
point.
point.
But I, as the DM, would like to know where you're planning to go next.
Let me pull up that map of
Oh,
where we are.
shoot across and kind of check out that other building with a circular structure, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, we could check out the enclave that we passed by as well.
yeah.
That too. Yeah, we,
Do that on the way, right? Maybe.
yeah, we can do enclave then circular build, and we're just going to take the whole Omu tour.
Beautiful.
I mean, we're trying to track down the soulmonger, so it could be anywhere in here.
Right. Watch, it's going to be in like some undescript house that was used as a paperweight.
Yep. Someone
Oh,
turned it
shit.
on
This whole thing-
by setting it as a doorstop or something.
So
Yeah.
the other party that went through this, by the way, definitely fought the frog moth, almost died. It was very, very bad.
We're better than them. We're very
Yeah,
successful.
But how they got around the trap was they just said fuck it, and they grabbed the item, and the warlock just misty stepped through the portcullis after it
Yep.
closed.
That is valid.
They're just like, this trap is irrelevant to us. So you both kind of had your own ways to just kind of bypass the trap because they didn't have flying at the time. So
Mine
they
was
had to
just a
like hop
racial-
around the circle.
Mine was just a racial trait.
Yeah.
Well, I did have the idea also that if the portcullis did shut, I'd whip out my pickaxe and just start chiseling away at it.
Nice.
I remember
I had
thinking to myself
plans.
that it would take a man 200 years to tunnel under the wall.
See, I was just hoping that the portcullis was made for you, like tall, huge motherfuckers, and that Hex could just like squeeze through it.
All right. Well, that's your first. So I'm going to say, coming up, this whole next like section of the campaign is going to be a mixture of exploring the city and sometimes infuriating riddles and puzzles.
Yay!
Just-
Puzzles. I like
Brace
puzzles.
yourself for that because we're going to have puzzles, and a lot of those puzzles aren't just things you can solve with die roll. Although there'll be things that, I mean, die rolls will help. Don't get me wrong.
Dude, I'm all in.
I keep forgetting that Bran can fly also, because my first thought as we were walking in here was just throwing Hux across.
Yeah, I don't mean to like solve every problem with flying, but you know, it's a thing.
Don't worry, there's an Aarakocra in the other party too. He just wasn't. He was doing other things when they handled this situation. So like,
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be like the angel summoner where it's just like, oh, I'll just summon angels. I'll take care of it. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. I think we have a lot of things covered. Either we can fly over it, or I can just be too small to like actually notice, have the traps like notice me or something.
you all have the
That's
benefit
right.
of being the second party that I've run through this section. So I've
That is
learned
also
things
true.
like warning you about all the riddles and puzzles that are sometimes annoying.
Mhm.
They'll be fun, but also frustrating at times. Some of them are pretty obtuse. All right. Anybody else have
that's
anything
hella
else before we
D&D,
wrap up
dude.
here?
What were you gonna say?
Anybody have anything else before we wrap up?
Nothing from me.
No.
Thanks so much. Had a good time. Good game.
If we do enough of these, can we get to 10th level before we go to the wherever we're going?
You will not be 10th level before you
Damn it.
enter the final dungeon. I can tell you that much.
Damn it!
Womp womp.
I don't need level 10.
You will hit 10th level before the end of this campaign, though. I'll also tell you
Nice.
that.
Yay!
All right. And thanks to those on Twitch who were able to join us. Good times.
Yeah, thanks, Twitch.
They were had by many.
All right.
All right.
I'm off to work.
All right, take care.
All right, so yeah, thanks everyone who tuned in tonight for the stream. As always, we will be back next week, starting about 7:30 seems to be the case. every Thursday, 7 o'clock, 7:30ish, until about 10:30. So see you next week. If you missed it, want to see any of the old sessions, head over to the YouTube channel. The link is down below in my information on the channel. So head over there. I upload it pretty much either right after or by the end of the weekend to YouTube for an archive. So thanks again for tuning in, and see you all next time.